Let's go. This music brought to us by Yankook Plot. Nice. Good vibes. Very good vibes. I am liking this vibe. So, where were we? I'm just gonna get my chat ready here. Pop out chat. Cool. So if anybody wants to chime in, I will be able to see it, hopefully. All right, so we've got new traps set up. I did a little bit work when I was off stream. Check this out. So we have this guy carrying one of these, and I ended up changing the effects. This is way too fast. I like this rainbow effect we've got going with the polka dots. I mean, I already was clipping it in the shader. I thought I'll just, make it a little bit more pretty. So we've got the circular, and now we've got the flat as well. So over here we can just make it a little bit more calm. This is a little bit too. That's what it feels like. I wanted to feel more like. So that should do it. What do I have on my list? We just need to make more levels. Now that we have this, we can throw around a little bit of new traps. Say for example, let's just take a random. Let's take a random sample here. So we could do like a obstacle AoE trap. With 60. This is insta kill. That radius doesn't look right. Why is this happening? We've got a radius of 60, or is it? I think it's probably 30. The glitch plane. How? Let's just check how big our glitch plane is. Content models, spikes. So scale 1 would be radius. How much is this? 0.1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 1. The side is 1. So the radius will be half. Makes sense. The radius will be 0.5. So when I set WH to say 60, this whole thing, so the radius will be like 30. Let's just sneak in and check the radius ourselves. Pools, AoE trap, radius. You see, this is the problem. This should just be size at this point. size, glitch trap. Yeah, you see I'm just using scale.x. I think that should fix it, or should I half the scale? This I think is not being set anywhere, so we can get rid of it. Scale.x, so if the scale is 1, the radius will be half. So I think this should be fine. Let's try that. Let's try it. Yeah, much better. Much better. Alright, cool. I think this is a lot of D rooms, but I need more rooms here because the D section actually has it's picking 3 of these at a time. So that'll I think over the week you would churn through a lot of these. So the more the merrier. I will fix that up with more levels. All the D straights are teleporters right now, so they're just like teleport sections like this, which is fine. We also have some of these pulls, which is also cool. We have straight up portals. That sound needs a little bit more of like a punch. Nice. How is this set up? Completely unnecessary. This is completely unnecessary. I can fix her. Z minus 1. Z minus 1 sync. Remove. Is caps lock on? No, it's not. Just copy one and put it here. Okay, much better. Okay, cool. Much better. TPA. Do you know why I do this? I do this because this is actually getting flood filled, and I can just reduce the amount of flood that goes in by shrinking this. It's a little bit of a painful exercise, but you know what, I can afford it. The system that I have is already pretty cool. Remove. Did you see my bookmarks are all going to xenolinguistics? You know, the map of memetics actually will, in the limit, eventually, I mean, I think there will be many different versions of this, but the true kind of like the one that will make a difference, it won't actually be in time. You know, you could, like, if you do get a kind of distillation of human thought in the new sphere at large, right? It'll exhibit some kind of like a dynamic over time. So you could get snapshots over time, but behind that will, you know, if we can like somehow abstract it out, it will eventually exist as a map that is outside of time, and in that map will just be a set of organisms with, you know, intents and motivations, a map of human feelings basically. And once you have a high fidelity version of that, I think you can like you should be able to paint timelines out of it. So like you could like project that into, like, you know, here's where it could be in future versions. I think the meat of it will be inside the structure, the hierarchy of conscious agents basically, right? That's the thing that we're inside anyway, right? I myself would love to see that map, because all of that information is actually out there, but it's just it's hiding behind so much complexity, and you can get an idea of it by, like, talking to different sim clusters, like whatever story they're telling, however they're feeling about the other sim cluster or the other egregore. But it's it feels like a lot of work, and I myself have never felt like I've gotten a complete picture. I try to kind of, like, have some what's it called, theory of mind, I guess, to get an accurate idea of, like, how a person is thinking about XYZ outgroup or whatever. But it's just it's a set of arrangements of half truths, right, which point to a certain kind of predicament towards another sim cluster. And I think if you take all of those inside a sim cluster, it'll illustrate this. That thing will be something else, right? That thing will be like an aggregation of certain, essentially, feelings, man. I think a lot of this mimetics thing is just my extremely autistic way of trying to understand human feelings. Feelings are real. Everything else is just noise. People's feelings are real. I think that's also just like another way of doing nothing is true, everything is permitted. That's, a chaos magician would say that. And I'm like, yeah, I actually, in a roundabout way, I kind of relate with that. I see why someone would have that view. There's way too many sim clusters. I know I'm supposed to, as a responsible adult who is part of society, although it can be argued, because, like, I'm always between places anyway, so I've kind of architected this this disconnect for myself. But that's what it feels like to me. I feel that way. Okay, so I guess my feelings are valid, so we can't argue with that. It's like the opposite of facts don't care about feelings. It's like, no, actually, you know what? Feelings don't care about facts. Feelings don't give a damn about facts. I think if we do a demo soon, I'll have to sit and set all of these. So basically, I've got a flag. There's this tag system that organizes the levels. There are hashtags inside there. So what the hashtags do is I can just, like, label levels. That's how I'm, like, tagging the ones that are full moon. And I'm going to use that same tagging system. AOE, is this not good? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to use the same tagging system for pruning the levels. So, and this is not going to happen in game. This is going to happen in the level editor. So the export from here is going to it spits out two different two different compiled files, encrypted files, and one of them is for the demo. And the way it does that is it goes through all the tags and it makes sure that the ones that are tagged with hashtag demo, those are the only ones that go through. There isn't any system right now that ensures that it doesn't break the timeline, but I will make sure that we don't run into that issue. But it's cool. It's just a demo too. Like, we'll be able to, if there are problems in the demo, I can quickly fix them. Whoa. Was the AoE not? Can the AoE, is the AoE not wide enough that it's triggering the melee? Last time it felt like it did that. Oh wait, his AoE went away. How did that happen? No, I killed the guy at the back. No, I think there's, yeah, I think that's what I did. See, this time it did the melee. Hello. Thanks for dropping by. Just hacking away at some new features, making some new levels, getting rid of some pesky bugs. I think so. If he has AoE enabled, then the melee should technically not happen. I think a radius of 2 is pretty good. Should we disable the melee if he's got AoE? Can we do that? Let's check out where the melee is being triggered. Me too. I'm waiting. I'm giving this my all. I want it to be in a good state before it releases, and I hope we can get it out super soon. So thank you so much for waiting. I really appreciate it. And sorry to keep you all waiting. I know this was that we planned to do it at a certain time. I'll tell you that it's a lot better. It's way better than where it was before. And honestly, I'm glad that we decided to shift up the date a little bit, because this version of the game is just, yeah, it's I am so much more into this that yeah, we're good. We're good. AoE trap is not equal to null. Can melee. If AoE trap is not equal to null and AoE trap dot enabled, return false. So there's no way it's gonna initiate that now. I don't want the player to like enter the fail state and then it plays the melee sound. Let's not have that. What was it called? AOD spot. I can't get over that squeak sound. Alright, let's try one more time and see if it makes the sound. Nope, I think we have it. Also, I do hope the regular guys are still meleeing. Let's check it out. Yeah. The only way this code that I've written can fail is if somehow this is enabled and true, but it's still not there. Highly unlikely. In melee range. I mean, just like in melee range could just be. No, I think this is being used in other places. Oh, it's not. Oh, that shouldn't be a function then. Bitobato-san. Jiro-san. Konbanwa. Hajimemashite. I think this is fine. I think we can roll with this. make this level a little bit more spicy. Charger. I think we're in the late game now. We can kind of like make it a little bit more tough. I'm just like throwing in levels right now, and why is this guy not AoEing? What is going on, guys? What is going on? I told you to AoE right here, bruv. AoE. Debug time. Generator dot AoE. Inject AoE should be called twice when I load this. Alright, number 1. Okay, number 1. Is A is set here. We can check the flags. Flags is fast. Oh wait. Is that it? Is that's why it's no, we're not even using the flag for the AoE, right? Set flags AoE true. Oh, we are actually. Well, I guess this will be called twice. Get, and then inject AoE again, and get. So there are now 2 AoE traps. The generation is -1. You know what? Let's just to be sure that it's not being recycled. Okay, we're gonna go to pools. We're gonna go to the recycle function and just wait it out, I guess. See if this. Bugs. There you go. Well, at least it's consistent. At least the error is consistent. So this is being called twice. Scale is being set. Generation is being set. AoE trap dot scale is equal to 1 times 3. Just maybe we'll check the scale. 333. 333. Agent update. Is it lifted? Is it invisible? Is it disabled? I don't think so. AoE trap is not null. So he has a reference to it too. Amazing. I would set the parent, but then I have to unset the parent when it goes away. I could do that too, but like we're changing the position here. So which way does it go? Alright, so it sets it at this position. So is this AoE trap enabled? Enabled false. Panic. Panic. Who is setting this to false? Are you setting it to false? Are you setting it to false? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Who's doing this? Who's doing this? Who? That's the MGS5 reference right there. Who's doing this? Who? I mean, I'm not calling inject AoE twice. I'm not doing that. Let's just like maybe it's just returning an AoE trap that's not enabled. Enabled is true. Enabled is true. So AoE trap dot enabled false. Let's just okay. If it is killed and if this is called again. So if it's in neither of these two places, then we have to go looking. We have to go looking for this. Okay, so I shot this guy. So this AoE trap will be set to null. It couldn't possibly be returning the same AoE trap. AoE trap dot enabled. Is this by any chance static variable? No, it's not. Okay, so this one's set to null. Yeah, I'm curious. Let's just, I'm just gonna make this guy static. Stationary. Just hang around there for a while. I just wanna see if maybe like unsetting this one is unsetting the other one. No, that guy is just not. He is just not spawning the trap. AoE trap dot enabled is equal to false. Get raw get whatever that means. Find index with not enabled. Man, should I fix this? Should we fix this? Is this the problem? Should we fix this? I'm using this in a lot of places, man. That's the problem. Like if I look for dot enabled is equal to false. Like why would I do this? Yeah, this is just me recycling the entities. Essentially they should have like a recycle flag, and then they should be recycled later. Freak.enabled is equal to false. Buffer enabled is equal to false. Everywhere I'm using this. I'm using this everywhere. Enabled. It's coming back to bite me. This is what happens. What is this called in computer programming terms? This is called technical dead. There are not that many of them, but this is only when I'm searching with a space equals to false. That's not that many. Are these also? Yep, that's also an entity pool. Yeah, well, it's a mess. Messy code. That's very messy code. Don't tell John Blow, okay? I'm scared. I'm scared of John Blow. But fear is the mind killer, so we gotta push through. We gotta fix this. Make John Blow proud. All right, let's do that. AoE trap dot enabled is equal to false. Why is it not spawning? At least spawn, bro. And just spawn for me. Is this being automatically unset somewhere? Object pool. Where am I using this? Oh, this is somewhere else. This is for the prefabs. None of this is documented, by the way, so reset enabled true, clear enabled false, recycle int index is equal to -1, generation. Do you think this is being called somewhere? No, we tested this. Like the recycle is not being called. So ideally what we could do is just I'm doing this everywhere. I'll just use a queue to track the entities that are still available, and whenever a new entity is requested, it just yeah, you get that, right? It just, these computer programming terms, they don't come to me, okay? They come to me sometimes. I will dequeue the entity and pass it into the buffer, and then from the buffer I will send it back into the queue when it is recycled. Look at me, I'm a computer programmer. Okay, I'm not solving this problem, I'm just talking. This should be actually a pretty easy thing to identify, but I'm just not being able to do that right now. AoE trap.get. This is just not being called, is it? It's not like I think it's getting it, but then it's getting rid of it. It still has the AoE trap which we tested in the update, but it was just set to false. Is it because reset is called after? No, otherwise the AoE trap would have been null. How do we test where and when it gets set to null? Or why though? Why would it be set to null? Why would you do that, bro? AoE trap. Because it's a public variable and anyone can set it anytime. That's why. Inject AoE. So this one just sets the old one to false and then it gets a new one from here. Easy. Scale, set scale generation. I am very confused, man. I am very, very confused. Update. AoE trap is enabled true. AoE trap is enabled true. What? Both of them are true? Is alive. Oh, there's an is alive also. I think the is alive is from the obstacle trap, not entity. Enabled true. Let's try that again. Enabled true. Enabled true. Well, if it is enabled, then I can't see it. Enable true, is alive true, absolute scale is set, the position looks good. AoE trap 436.5. Enabled true, is alive true, local is this, absolute scale is this. Wow, something very wrong. Minus 429. Minus 429. AoE trap 436. This is the one that's further away. This is the one that's further away. Enabled is true. Position is set. Wow, why is right 3? Oh, it's because it's set because of the scale. Oh man, that's strange. This should be normalized. Is that causing some issue? Fascinating. I think because I haven't scaled any of my entities before, that's why this is happening. Now it's enabled false for 1029. No, this is the disabled entity. Enabled false. Oh, this is false now. This is the enabled one, and now it's set to false. That is very weird. I'm very certain that this is because of the entity pool. I did not design it for handing out items to handing out entities to other entities to manage. That's why we're having this problem. I know it sounds pretty simple. What it's doing is pretty easy. Fascinating. It's not like it's displaced wrong. You know what? Let's just stress test this here. How about this? AOE stationary. Here, let's have a third one. Maybe it shows up alternate or something stupid like that. It actually did show up in alternate. What? Can somebody come up with a reason why it's not showing up to the left? Is it because it's in positive space? No. No way. Follow me. No, it's not. That's not it. That's not it. That would be weird. I've not fixed the transform class in forever. Transform normal. Right, up, forward. This is okay. Math f dot normalize. Okay, I don't know if this is the issue. It could be using one of these vectors to do some kind of movement calculation. I don't know. Does it look like I actually don't know what I'm doing? It's cool. We can still finish the game. Alright? No problem. We can still make it work. I've made 3-4 games before, 5 games before, and all of them released and everyone enjoyed them. So we can do this too. D spot. I would really love to get to the bottom of this. Why did that happen? It's cool that I have been able to solve the problem, but how though? Is there something funky happening here? Is it some displacement somewhere? Am I using this somewhere? I mean, I'm using that everywhere. Man, I honestly don't know. You know, maybe in the generator? I doubt it. I doubt it. D dot right. No. D dot forward. Not really seeing it. I do have a finalized spawn that I'm calling, and I don't know what this is doing here. If A is not equal to none, lift it. That's just for the agent. Stage. You know what? We're just gonna roll with this solution, and if I figure it out, I will let y'all know. Right now, thank the stars that we figured this out. The fast charger doesn't feel fast enough. Should we try fast charger? Fast charger chase speed. Yeah, bro, let's pump those numbers up. I honestly gotta stream more. This is allowing me to just stay focused, do my thing, and not wander in my head too much. Whoa! Bruh, that's fast. That's like Superman fast. That would be too sudden, don't you think? Like, the player will definitely be caught off guard. Fast charger, apply, save. You're like hum-ta-dum. Whoa. I think it'll be better if the player had a little bit of a warning, but over here it's too quick. How about, like, yeah, this guy can just... That's a big run-up, right? That's a big run-up. I think the fast charger could be more far-sighted too. Could be more far-sighted so that it's just running in from the distance. like a ah! Wait, what just happened? Bro, where is your AoE trap, man? Where is it? Why is it not... Why aren't you... I think there's some recycling going on here that I am not loving this. AoE, apply, save. So the problem is not solved. Haha. See, this is why you don't just like thank your stars and hope it all works. If somebody goes back to all of these recordings, be like, man, this guy does not know how to code. I don't, I code because it's fun. I'm not trying to make it look like I'm like an expert at coding. Entity.cs recycle update. Inject AoE. AoE trap.get. Just for kicks, I wanna just spin up a separate entity pool and like make it so that it's just assigned to a parent, and if the parent is disabled, only then will it recycle, otherwise it won't. But I want to get to the center of this where the error is, where it's being set to false. I think then I'll be happy. Interesting. So you get a new charger here. Okay. Pull.get charger. You raw get a charger. You call reset on it, and it already has an AoE trap. Well, this could have been the one from before. It just said all of those to enable false. What if they were enabled true? Let's try that again. Is this enabled? No, it's not. Is this one enabled? Yes, it is. Why is it enabled after I cleared the levels? I mean, I'm doing an engine clear. Does the entity pool clear engine clear pools dot clear? Is pools dot clear not being called at all? It's not. There is no pools dot clear, guys. Pools dot clear. When is this being called? Let us investigate. I think it's something over here is going wrong, and I can feel it, guys. I think we're close. Oh, so you're clearing it. Oh, we're clearing on start. Very cool. So when we clear a pool, entity clear. No, pools of I. Wow, look at all these pools, man. So many pools. It's like a pool party. AOE trap is inside model pool. Model pool dot clear. No, model pool is a. It's not has a. It's is a entity pool, and any entity pool has a clear buffer of I dot clear. So it calls clear on the entity, and I think the entity clear is enabled false ID -1. Genius. So wait, they are cleared. So if they are cleared, then when the agent is being spawned, how is it possible for it to still have an AoE trap that's enabled? That shouldn't be possible. False. True. See, that's a new charger that you're spawning. Am I spawning? Yes, I am spawning chargers. AoE trap enable false. But you go inside, it's set to true. Is AoE trap being set to null on reset? No, it's not. But explain to me how. When a new AoE trap is created, when a new enemy is spawned and we call reset on it, that it has a reference to an AoE trap that's enabled. Oh, I know what's going on. You see, this is bad programming. You know what happens? I'll tell you what happens. So the list of AoE traps is cleared. All of them are enabled false. All right. A new charger is spawned. That charger lifts up a new AoE trap, sets it to enable true. But the old charger, the next charger that spawned has a reference to the old AoE trap. I am doing this so that there aren't any AoE traps that are left unresetted. The AoE trap set enable to false is happening only on kill. Right? If the enemy is recycled, is there a recycle function on this bad boy? No, there isn't. To do this override was added later. Bruh, relax. Shadow is not equal to none. Okay, not bad. Can I do the same for the AoE trap here? AoE trap. Recycle. AoE trap is equal to null. AoE trap. Now in the reset I can just I can I'm not gonna call this again. If AoE trap is set here, I discard it. Okay, and over here, when I reset, I don't need to do this because I'm clearing it before. So I don't want to double check if there's an AoE trap. Okay, I think we solved the problem. Chat, we solved the problem. Now if this time also it doesn't solve the problem, then I'm gonna pull my hair out. I need a haircut anyway. I shaved. How do I look? Is there enough light? How do I look on stream? Barely any light. Let's get some light going in a bit. First we have to solve this problem. D spot. Yes. Very good recycle, bro. Stop. Let's try that again. I think it's working this time. Too fast, I'm too fast. Too fast for tamashika. Nice. Very good. Nice little section that's got a surprise encounter. Cool. Let's just push this. You know, I actually think about mimetics a lot because I've always needed a language to kind of describe these very subtle mechanics, which happen to, I think, govern a lot of human thought in general. Like there are dynamics to how we think, how we feel in the world that are very subtle, and conventional knowledge, conventional discourse doesn't address those at all, because I think that is just not something that we're conscious of, and we don't need to be, or for a large part we haven't, for so long we haven't needed to, I think, talk about those subtle dynamics. But the closest that you'd find to what all of mimetics points to, like the traditional version of that knowledge is all, I think, is all very esoteric. But I think in our current information environment, I think those doctrines are just gonna, they're gonna surface in a new style, and that's what I see happening. I see a lot of these dynamics, I think, will be enabled, which just didn't exist. I mean, they existed, but not in a way where we, now that we have these machines kind of churning through human thought at scale, that changes stuff, man. That changes a lot of stuff. That, like, if we're trying to solve problems at scale, we gotta look at how that machine works. And my point, I think the claim that I would make with anything mimetics is that those things are having a pretty significant, they're having a very significant effect on what I call the human cognitive substrate at large, right? It's like how we're allowed to think. Like there was that Elon interview with Nikhil, and I was like watching some reel where someone clipped that part where he asked him about like why does humanity need one place to come and talk, and he took a while to answer that, and it was like look at him fumble this question, and the answer that he gave was, it was all right. Like if somebody asked me that question, I would have gone off, man. I'd be like, wait, first of all, like, do we want human beings to be able to communicate with one another? Like, just in general, you know what I mean? But here's the thing, actually. The answer to that question would be like this, kind of like, because like being able to do that, just it enables dynamics that have never existed before, right? And all the structures that we've created, all of the systems that we've designed that organize humanity at scale, right? At every level, they were done at a time when we did not have this technology available to us. And what I see with like networks getting like blocked in this and that place, and like governments going in kind of like, yo, can you remove this content from your platform? I think that we're essentially looking at these. I have like the complicated word version of this. We're looking at organisms that can install themselves into human minds in a decentralized way through these devices, right? You're like a great leader or whatever, and like you're leading a bunch of people to whatever, right? Like make the country great against salvation, whatever, like the second coming of whatever. It could be any version of that, right? The best way to do that before was to like hand out flyers and gather a bunch of people in like a big square that you had to kind of maintain, and then get a person in front of a mic and be like, yo, listen to me, here's all this neuro-linguistic programming that's gonna get you wet. I'm sorry, I'm trying to curb my language a little bit, okay? I don't mean it that way. It's just I'm not perfect, okay? Influence, right? Like that's like you give a speech and like you kind of like influence a lot of people, right? And that's good. Like you must be coming from a good place or whatever. Like it doesn't matter. Like that's besides the point. But now, like in this information environment, you have literally like one of the tweets that I replied to recently was just like, like we're basically on a platform where a billionaire can share his like late night thoughts as whispers that enter into my skull remotely. And I'm like, that's it. That is actually what it is. And that's, my God, man, like that is so different from the way it was before, right? So if we're in an environment where someone can do something like that, then you're dealing with a different situation, right? Like we're dealing with that much. Okay, like we first need to kind of establish, okay, are we willing to entertain that this is new, right? That's it. Can we acknowledge the novelty of the situation, right? The moment you say yes to that, right, now this opens up a few avenues. Let me get some light going, because it's not Memetics like horror hour. It's Memetics evening fireside chat. All right, Memetics. I should be making levels right now. I'm not talking about Memetics. We have enough illegible tweets about Memetics going around right now. We don't need another guy. I think we totally need another guy that comes in and tells us about Memetics. Infodynamics, man. Like, what is more important than infodynamics? And I feel, here's what I think, okay? Like, with all those old systems designed and put into place, these new dynamics, they are literally, I think they will challenge those old structures. I mean, there will be some friction between those two mechanisms, right? Everything is information. Everything is information. All of the stuff that's going on in your head, to the actions that you perform in this thing, and the way it goes out and the way it comes back. The shape of our information architecture will dictate a lot of how the systems play out that are interfacing with it, right? A very simple way to put it is like, okay, yeah, is your group slash, you know, people, are they exposed to these information architectures? And I think they're exposed to those information architectures, like you have to understand the substrate in a different way, because it's kind of like plugged into this other thing, right? I don't know where that conversation is happening. I've not spoken. Like I've gone and asked like a few people, very few people who are in academia. I know there are some universities which come close to talking about this, but like algorithmic cultures, you know, that's an interesting. I heard about that. That was pretty cool. You know, yeah. What happens when like we have algorithms kind of influencing people? Shooter. On kill. Let me just get rid of these extra dudes right now, so that the ordering is good. On kill, appear 0, 100. No, let's just make it really instant. Apply. Save. Despots 2, not despot 2. Something broke again. Something did break again. Yes. What did I break? Da, 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 da. Please work. What is going on, chat? I can fix her. Underscore edge 8, and you just come back here. Wow, there are just no edges on this map, right? Oh, because the my bad, man, my bad. Sorry about that. Tamashika is like, at least connect the levels properly. I like it with the shooter, the exclamation mark stays, it stays in place. Otherwise, like if you're taking out a single target, it vanishes. You know, I can actually fix that. We can have a hang time, a second, so that it at least it plays out the full animation. That's actually a really good idea. Let's do that. HUD on kill tween. Private float on kill hold. All right, tween chase so I'll just set this on kill hold. On kill hold is equal to 1. Okay, so it'll have like a hang time of 1 second. If AG is not equal to over, then it won't have all this information. It needs the target information, right? Target pose, source pose, target pose. Can we just store all of these? Should we just store all of these? Yeah, man, I can just do that. Private vector 3. Wait, source pose world to BB is 2D, right? Okay, yeah. Yeah, because the targets won't change. Can the targets change? I don't want the targets to change. It's fine. Alright. On kill source, on kill target. On kill target. On kill source. Cannot convert from to vector 3. Yeah, I know, dude. On kill hold, on kill tween. Okay, so if we are inside this, okay, TG, that's when we're accessing the link. That's where we set the position and we set this. We also need to keep this. Alright, that's no biggie. We can just take this out over here. Okay, set on kill hold to 1, and now it's smooth sailing from here. If on kill hold is greater than 0, we can draw this. Where are we? On kill source, on kill target, on kill tween, on kill tween. On kill tween dot chase. Oh, so it's doing it here. Okay, we can just run this here. Yeah, you can just run to -1. There you go. Okay, on kill hold. Alright, nice. Maybe I can I can like set this to 0.5 or something, just to make sure like the whole on kill tween works. Do we need an extra variable for this? Like maybe on kill tween just keeps going till 2 until like maybe you can just like, you can cancel out after it reaches 3. Otherwise it keeps running if it's positive. We could have done that. Where can I test this? Here. No, it's stood there for 1 second. It's kind of shaky right now, isn't it? I think it's resetting it. That's why. What was another one where we were doing this? Relay. Let's try that again. Why is this triggering. Oh, I think I know what's up. On kill hold becomes 1 only if the link is set. Is on kill hold being set somewhere else? Is equal to -1. Only if it's greater than 0 will it draw this. On kill count, on kill 0 link. Well, let's just see where this is being set. No, it's this is again some clear issue. On kill generic list. What's up, buddy? What's going on? Agent on kill clear. How is on kill count greater than 0? Could have done with one variable, I think. No, that's happening somewhere else. Somehow it's getting in here. On kill hold is greater than 0. Is that from like before? Oh. Only if it's targeting. No, this needs to run regardless. If and only if it's set, of course. If state is game and not encounter and player dot targeting. So let's just copy this over so that we're sure that it's only doing this when we are in game. Alright, that should fix it. Did the chat disconnect? You guys still here? Is anybody still here? Relay to I'm glad I'm catching these bugs early. No, I don't love this system because this on kill target is not. I need the entity itself. Let's fix that. Okay, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna get rid of this hold private target on kill e target. Okay, and agent on kill source. Okay. On kill source. So we'll do these computations outside. Okay. On kill target is equal to link as target. It should be a target. On kill source will be AG. So we'll just hold a reference to this. Var DG var src. We can compute this later. DG is just on kill target. On kill source is this. Okay. Target. Okay, so we'll just take this out. On kill source and target are set here, and let's just say on kill target is not equal to null. Okay, we'll clear this once the tween goes too high. All right, we'll go to 3, and if on kill tween is greater than 2, we target is equal to source target tween target. All right, problem solved. Yeah, the moment we go over 2, I'll just set on kill target to null is equal to on kill source is equal to null. Else you can go ahead with this. Else if on kill target is not equal to null and on kill source is not equal to null. All right. Oh wait, I have to reset this. On kill tween is equal to -1. All right. TG. Yeah, it is target. Reticle. Let's see if this breaks. If on kill appear is not target, then do we just like not play the animation? Relay to yeah, now it's like playing the full animation. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Get status. Wants to. So. No. Apply Astral. Astral 400. Charger with sugar. Duplicate. I don't have the functionality to rotate by 90 degrees, unfortunately. How much is this? 16 by 6. Alright. Charger 0 goes here, shooter goes here, and you can exit here. Alright. We messed up. Okay. What a mess. What a mess. Question is, are we digging this level? I think we can spruce it up a little bit. We will do that in time. All right. Whoa. I love the clap when you ricochet. The sound effects are just mwah. Some Point Sound knows what they're doing. It was so cool working with that team. I've not worked in a big team with my project before the way I'm doing right now, and there's something very, it's a novel feeling for me for someone to come and ask me, yo, like, okay, like, tell me what vibe are you going for? You know, like, what feeling are you trying to evoke, right? And I actually initially struggled with that because I didn't know how to do that. Like, I never practiced something like that. I would always just, like, you know, work on my own. Like, for example, even with, like, Callum, how I described, I just told him to do it. Like, just do your thing, dude. I don't know, you know. I let the game speak for itself, which I still am doing, you know. But there's a part of that which really it actually informs how I think about my own, like, project. Like, it was able to, you know, like, in a roundabout way, reconfigure how I'm looking at my own project, and that really got me thinking. You know, that really got me thinking, because I know, like, awesome games are made in, you know, big groups, and I wasn't aware of, like, the dynamics that go into it. Like, I know the, you know, the hierarchical version of that, but the soft aspect of it, where it's like a bunch of different people who are trying to find a thing together. You know what I'm trying to say? And in that process, in that, you know, the whole thing playing out together, something comes out, which wouldn't come out the same way if there weren't all these different people kind of, like, putting their minds together. You know, I'm more used to playing the auto kind of, like, I'm gonna do all of it. But that kind of, yeah, it kind of opened my eyes, almost, I want to say. Yeah, it was a good feeling. Like, I'm thinking to my next project, I want to do something which, like, if cool people can come together and, you know, think up things together and make them, that's cool, I think. Oof. Swah. Messy. The charger isn't really doing anything much here. It just, yeah, it makes it a little bit more difficult because, like, if the player doesn't spot it in time, then they're gone. Like that. That's why the distraction. Yeah, that's actually, you know what, that is, like, super tough. Let's just do a single balloon here. Just going up 103. I think that will be enough of a distraction, but not really, like, take the player into a whole different encounter. I love the little view snatch. That is a... I wonder what my sound team wants to do for that. Like a some kind of, like a, like, Tamashika just came in and she left you a hint. Follow your intuition, man. She's like, you can feel it, right? Now that's a vibe. Well, I'm not completely digging this. There's too many stops here. Let's just do a single shooter. I kind of want to make one where like you get crowded. Um, that'll be like a complete like a trick level where you enter and there's like chargers on the left side and the right side. That'll really catch the player off guard. Should we try something like that? D split C split chart. What's it called when a bunch of enemies come at you together? Rampage? No. What's it called? Gank? No. See, this is where it would help if there was like, if you guys were on the chat right now. Maybe later. Can you storm a player? No. My language model is struggling. Somebody help. What word am I looking for? This is embarrassing. D underscore rampage is the closest I can come right now to this. Okay, we're just gonna have to roll with that. So about 18 wide. Okay, and we just get AoE on this charger over here. Apply. One here. We just want to signal to the player that there's something going on here, and then we're set. You could actually just run. The player could just run past this too. Oof, close. I wonder how this would work. If this guy spins you in, will the AoE be gone by the time I get there? Ouch. Just for testing. We're not gonna do that right now. No, we're safe. We're safe. I can use that. That's fine. Apply. We just want this to be wide enough that the players can see. It won't be too much of a surprise now. Should we close this off? Block. No, not that. Regular. Oh man, that's mean. This is mean. The player is not gonna like this. Some way to kind of like signify, like, so just convey some kind of, some hint. But here's where you can kind of get away with doing cheeky things like this. Here, there you go. There's your sign. And like you better watch out. That side is gonna get you. And maybe this could be like a special, players know, they will recognize this exact, maybe if there was, I could just randomly spawn some stuff here that the players could recognize. Okay, it's that piece where the enemies are both AoE and they just like get you. Some kind of like a exclamation mark of like a watch out, like this is a tough section. Because like otherwise you're just running into the level and hitting enemies left and right. If there was some way to kind of like just tell the player like, all right, pay attention, like something's gonna happen, I think if I had that, I would use that here. Just like a reminder. Tamashika could just come in and like give you a hint too, just like watch out, Watch out! These are really short sections. I need to make them longer. Spots too. Okay. H8 duplicate X flip. Alright, opposite waypoints, yes please. Can top this off with a shooter. There's a lot of randomness here. I mean, not right now, but when all of these come together, so let's just, like, now that we have all these levels, we just jump into D1. Oh, it's hilarious. Oh, that's the one we just made, and it got you. Okay, I think just a run-up would be nice. A run-up would be nice, where we can just tell the player, like, look, man, look. Okay, just, can we just spawn something here, like a tree? Can we just spawn a tree? I don't think these work right now, otherwise I would spawn them. Just in, like, you know how I was having this discussion with a friend of mine where, like, as engine fidelity goes up and developers kind of more freely put down, you know, assets and stuff, it takes away from this the game design element of, like, making things stand out, right? Like, if you wanna make something stand out, it's very easy to do when there's not too much stuff, because it's just like it's there. And I think you have to play with color and all of those things as well. Like, that's fine. But in the drive, in this, like, you know, to make video games more realistic, you kind of, I feel like at some level you know, start taking away from that design language. Which I don't have a problem with, because this is completely non-photorealistic anyway. So how about a long haunting corridor? Should be enough to get the player back on their alert mode. Whoa. Not bad. Not bad at all. Nice. How long have we been going for? Just an hour. Stream is excellent. Hour and 40 minutes. I think I could use a break. that was good. We'll make more levels. I have 1 or 2 more features in mind. We will throw those in as well. And I think next I wanna go back to some of the older sections and add more content over there. And then the boss fight, which I don't know if I want to stream that. We can stream part of it maybe. All right. Thanks for tuning in.